Uneducated.
Uneducated experts.
With Mink and Jones.
Telling you everything that we think we know.
And nothing that we do.
Episode 32.
Yo, it's the Uneducated Experts. We are back, bruh. 2 weeks in. How have you been, Jones?
I've been pretty good, man. Had a great Thanksgiving weekend. Hope everybody else had a good Thanksgiving.
I want you to know something.
What's that?
Thanksgiving, in theory or whatever, is a terrible holiday. I mean, I'll gladly take the 4-day weekend, but it's just as bad as like Columbus Day. So,
in what regard? Like, what do you mean though? Elaborate for people, because some people will have a different mindset on why it's a terrible weekend or a terrible holiday.
Thanksgiving is supposed to be, right, the celebration of the first time that the Pilgrims and Native Americans came together and had this humongous feast or whatever. Mm-hmm. When we all know that is not how it played out.
That's what my textbook said in middle school, man.
Nah, yeah. Hey, so I was actually having this conversation with someone the other day, and we're talking about the difference between like grade school and college. In grade school, you're taught what to think, right?
True.
It's always, this is what you think, this is it.
Yeah.
In college, they teach you how to think.
True.
So none of I don't want to say none because obviously I'll get eaten alive by some random troll on our page, but a lot of the stuff that is said in our history books, right, quote unquote history, does not line up with actual history, if that makes sense.
Well, it's usually, listen, it's history, so it's through the eyes of whoever's writing it, because, dude, you can honestly talk to some people here in Tennessee and Kentucky, and they would tell you that the South won the Civil War, and we kind of know that one.
But so it's just like we teach about like World War II and
yep.
The what's it called, camps, the
concentration camps in World War II,
concentration camps, and all like them killing people, right?
Uh-huh.
In Germany, I've never been there, so I really can't confirm, but I've heard rumors that they teach that never even happened.
That is
like that.
Wow.
It's all made up.
Okay.
So there's a saying, history is told by the winners. So that is probably one of the truest statements I've ever heard in my life.
Well, that's true.
Can't tell your side of the story if you died.
Yeah, well, that and even the people, ancestors of those who died or whatever, but nobody's going to really want to tell a story about how they lost. You know what I mean? Because, that's just... Anyways, we get a little too deep. It's the Uneducated Experts. I am Mink.
I'm
Jones.
We're going to tell you everything that we think we know.
Nothing that we do. Bro.
Nothing that we do.
No, not at all. Bro, 2 weeks has gone by.
Not a damn thing.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 Chainz.
Stop. Speaking of 2 Chainz, Michael Crabtree. Right. Was that a segue to Michael Crabtree? Oh my.
Yes, it was. Yo, so last year, first off, I don't think if you're on a football field you should be wearing any necklaces.
I agree with that.
Let me just say that from the first place. Second thing, I don't think you should be going around snatching people's chains off their neck either. But last year, when Aqib Talib snatched Crabtree's chain off, I thought it was the funniest thing in the world because Crabtree didn't do anything. Well,
it's not even,
right?
It's not even that. No,
if you come from a bad area.
To me, it was funny because Talib warned him. He told him, "You wear that chain, I'm snatching it off." He told him.
He told him during the game. He said, "Either take the chain off or I'm gonna snatch it off." He didn't do it, so a couple plays later he got him. But so last year he snatched the chain off. And Crabtree didn't do anything about it. He just kind of like let it go, whatever.
No, I said it was a business decision because they were headed to the playoffs and the Broncos weren't.
Yeah, whatever.
That's what he said,
right?
At least, yeah.
So, fast forward a year later, Aqib Talib sees him again, sees a little glimmer and shine coming from his neck, and apparently, I don't know, were you watching the game at all?
Yeah, I watched the game.
Okay, so I was in and out. I got 37 kids, taking care of a bunch of kids, whatever. So I'm in and out. Actually, my wife was at the ER, so I was driving to the ER to pick up my wife. And I had like NFL ticket playing on my phone so I could listen. From what I was told, Michael Crabtree kind of threw like a little sneak punch on Chris Harris to play before everything started.
Yep.
Like hit him in the stomach.
Nobody really
so
saw
that's
that live.
really what started everything.
Nobody saw that live. When they went through and saw all the replays, they showed that initial punch that Crabtree threw to Chris Harris. Yeah.
Yeah, so Crabtree punched Chris Harris Jr. Obviously, Broncos they're all teammates, so they're gonna ride for each other. Aqib Talib was just shooting up a club in Dallas, a couple years ago. Like, we know how he rolls. So he obviously doesn't like Crabtree since he likes taking his chain so much. So I guess Crabtree went for the block. Aqib grabbed the chain, snatched it again, and then the fight ensued. And then what I think was funny though is that like as the fight kept going and more players were jumping in, whatever, like Crabtree like went down the field, and Aqib Talib chased him.
Yep.
And then squared up with him, and then you see Crabtree with no helmet on trying to fight Aqib Talib with the helmet on, and I can't help but think like, bro, you're not gonna win this fight right now.
Yeah, I don't know why
Like,
Talib.
I hope you don't land the punch.
I don't know why Talib ducked. I was like, hit me in the helmet. Go ahead, break your hand.
Yeah.
You're an idiot.
I honestly think he forgot he had a helmet on.
No, I know it's a natural reaction for them kind of guys. Them are dudes I don't want to mess with. Them ain't those Kobe Bryant type basketball wannabe thugs wanting to fight on the court, knowing people gonna get in the middle of it.
Yeah, they was throwing him,
But
because Aqib took his helmet off his head and like threw the helmet. I don't know if you've seen all that. It was a lot.
Anyways, it was a lot. But
anyways, I seen a stat. Crabtree's now had his chain snatched 2 times by Aqib Talib. I think it was Fox Sports is keeping track now. So Crabtree, good luck in future endeavors against the Broncos, and hope that Aqib Talib doesn't see any glimmers coming from your neck.
yeah, so it has been 2 weeks. Let's just do a timeline and poke at some of the fun things that's happened in the last 2 weeks. Let's start in the AFC East. 2 weeks ago, Nate Peterman was the starting quarterback for the Buffalo Bills. How'd that work out, Mink?
Well, he didn't have his 5 interceptions yet.
Well, that's
Fast forward 2 quarters later, and he had 5 interceptions. So
2 quarters, yes.
It was all good about 2 weeks ago.
Let's see. 2 weeks ago in the AFC West, the Kansas City Chiefs now once had a 3-game lead in the AFC West. Hey, Mink, how's that going?
Hey, shout out to Kareem Hunt. Traded him away a couple weeks ago. Boom. Got rid of that explosion. Hey, bro, the Chargers are going to win the West. Point blank, period.
You know what's funny?
We said it week 4 or 5 that they were their record did not show what they were. And as these other teams are slowing down, the Chargers are stepping up.
Yes.
Look phenomenal. Their offense is moving. Their defense is stopping the ball. Their pass rush looks ridiculous.
And the Chargers have a Week 13 showdown with the Browns, and they play the Chiefs again. Yeah. I also have the Chargers winning the West now. 2 weeks ago, the Dallas Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers were sitting at 5-4 and had a chance to win a wild card. As a Cowboy fan, boy, was I wrong with that one.
Shout out to Zeke.
Yeah, dude. All right, so you talking about the Broncos a little bit. Let me talk about the Cowboys a little bit. This downfall, this explosion of the Dallas Cowboys' lack of offense, it is, to me, it is more blame to be put on Jason Garrett and his lack of coaching than it is to Dak Prescott on that offense. I just want to know what you think about that. All right, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. What's your question?
Let me ask you this, though. Jason Garrett doesn't call the plays for the Cowboys.
True. Scott Linehan does.
So that's who I always play. So when an offense is struggling and the play calling is not consistent and giving you better positions to make plays in, I always go at who's calling the plays.
Okay. So here's my only thought to that. And I got to knock on the door. Oh, honey, go sit down. It's my daughter. Go sit down. I told you I needed some quiet.
Hey, what up, though?
She's gone now. That's my daughter. She's my world. So all you guys can just eat it if you don't like that little distraction. But listen, all right, so here's my thing. So, yes, the head coach, the offensive coordinator calls the plays, and when you say when he does that, you want to put it on blame on him. But when things are not working, it's on the head coach to say, hey, It's time for plan B or plan C. Try this, try that, in my opinion, especially when you have an offensive-minded head coach like Jason Garrett, who was our offensive coordinator. You know what I mean? You telling me, let's go to the Steelers. No, it's not really. Mike Tomlin's more defense. He was a defensive coordinator, and Todd Haley is the play call for the offense. That's not really a fair comparison. But all I'm saying is that Jason Garrett needs to go to Scott Linehan and be like, hey, plan A is not working. Let's go to plan B. And they're not even using Dak Prescott effectively or efficiently, in my eyes, as from what I've seen these last 3 weeks. Do you know we have been outscored in the second half 70-6 the last 3 games? I say that I'm laughing.
That's a lot.
Oh man, 70-6.
Hey, so not to be the Mr. I told you so guy, right? But we had a discussion before the season started about Dak and about whether or not he was a top 10 quarterback. I said that a lot of his success was due to the offensive line and Ezekiel Elliott.
Yep.
And that he was not that great of a quarterback. Like, he's a good quarterback. Obviously, he's in the NFL. I'm sitting in a laundry room talking about him. He's doing better in life than I am.
Yep. I know where you're going with this, yeah.
But is he a top 10 quarterback to you still?
No.
Okay.
His flaws
That
are
was an easy argument.
exposed. Well, I can't argue. He gave him nothing to argue about. This dude has thrown, 5 interceptions in the last 2 games and 8 interceptions in the last 3 games. He has more interceptions in the last 3 games than he had in the previous 16 and then 10. No, not 10. 8. The last 24 games. Something like that. You understand what I'm trying to say? Before Zeke got suspended these last 3 games, he has thrown more interceptions these last 3 games without Zeke than he did all the games combined before that. So he's giving me nothing to argue about. He is not a top 10 quarterback.
Do you think that losing Zeke was the problem, or losing your guys' left tackle was the problem?
No, it is Zeke. It is Zeke because Zeke brings down that extra safety. Zeke brings down he makes another linebacker be on the field. And then that's when, if we have Cole Beasley out there, hey, you got a receiver option with Cole Beasley who would be the linebacker and get in the open field where Dak would throw the ball. One thing I've noticed the last 3 weeks, if you watch Dak Prescott closely, he doesn't throw anybody open. You have to be open for him to deliver you the ball, which is one reason why Dez Bryant numbers are so down these last 2 years. I'm not trying to say, yes, Tony Romo's a better quarterback than Dak Prescott right now. Of course, Dak Prescott's only in his 2nd year. But
I don't think that was ever questioned.
Well, okay, I know, but some people would always, people who know me would like to say, oh, you always been on Tony Romo bandwagon. Well, yes, because Tony Romo threw receivers open. For Dak Prescott, if you watch it, when he throws the ball to people, they are already open. And we just don't have those receivers that Dez, Terrence Williams, Jason Witten, slow ass. We don't have the receivers to get open so Dak can throw him to throw the ball to him. And Dak right now can't throw receivers open. So that's one big reason for our struggles.
Yeah, I mean, and also, like, the original statement was that you guys were going to stay true to your game plan, which would be to run the ball the way. No. And you have Alfred Morris, so, like, a lot of people forget that when the Dallas Cowboys signed Alfred Morris, they signed him to be the starting running back for the Cowboys. And then they drafted Ezekiel Elliott when he was available for their pick.
Very true.
So had Elliott been gone, Morris would have been the starting running back these last 2 years. Yep. And would have played well because he was a Pro Bowl running back before he signed with the Cowboys.
Well, he was a previous Pro Bowl running back, but yeah, I see what you're saying. Yes,
they just don't want to lean on him, man. I don't know what it is.
We're just so off balance on offense. We don't trust nobody. We got to the red zone against the Eagles, and we didn't know what we were trying to do. We tried to run, and then we tried to run a bootleg, and that's when Dak threw the interception. Because they don't know what they want to run. Like, if you go back and watch the play, it looked like he tried to hit Jason Witten, but then Jason Witten was blocking at first. And it was a mess. It was a bogus play, and then Dak just threw it in the end zone, and it was an interception. It was a miscommunication because they don't know what they want to do in the red zone because they don't trust nobody. They don't really trust Dak to throw it, but they don't trust Alfred Morris to run it. It's like, hey, go figure it out. And yeah, I mean that's great coaching. Sarcasm. Anyways, off my Cowboys.
Hey, and McFadden just retired.
Yes, shout out to McFadden on his retirement. He can come join us on the show. Hey, come holler at us, McFadden.
Hey. Yeah. Fuck Barstool Sports or whatever it's called.
Anyway, so that's the 2
They
weeks.
can pay you and shit.
That's the 2 weeks in a nutshell, pretty much. Saints and Panthers still tied for the division. Rams up 1 game in the West. And the Vikings could basically lock things up this weekend. So the contenders are separating from the pretenders. And before we get into fantasy, I want you to give me your Super Bowl prediction with 5 games left. Right now, go. On the spot, go.
Wait. I'm going to go with the Saints. Saints, so that's my NFC pick, and Steelers.
Oh, man. Joe, no BS. If you ask people I work with, we did this today in the office, and I said Saints and Steelers. Since I don't want to agree with you, because I'm not going to agree with you, I am going to say...
Change your shit.
Well, I have to since I asked you, and I'm not going to agree with you.
You're going to say Eagles. No, that'll kill you.
That would... Yeah, I'm not saying that team. Can I go? All right, I'll go Saints and Patriots, and I really want to say Steelers because I think
Chargers.
With that, that would be something right there, boy. There'd be that one Charger fan that Snapchats or Instagram his casino his casino betting ticket for when he bet on the Chargers when they were 0-4. There'll be one guy. There's always one guy who makes that stupid bet and it cashes in on it because it worked out this one year.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Hey, did you see that Talib and Crabtree were both suspended 2 games and they just changed it to 1?
Yeah, they changed it to 1. And you know what? That's probably why they put it to 2 because they're like, hey, they're going to appeal it. And we didn't suspend, A.J. Green and Jalen Ramsey. So let's say 2. They appeal it. We'll give them 1 and everybody's happy. We got a suspension and they feel like they won because they went from 2 games to 1.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I feel with most suspensions.
No one just accepts their punishment anymore. I remember when you get caught, you got me, bruh. Like, I'll deal with it, and then we'll go from there. Nowadays, like, nah, I don't deserve to be suspended 2 games for throwing 17 haymakers at this guy's face.
Well, some of it is not even the players. The NFLPA fights back with the NFL because that's what the NFLPA gets paid to do. They get paid to find loopholes in the suspensions or fines, and they fight for the players. That's what they're there for. So it's just like you got caught on camera, robbing a bank. You still get a defense lawyer if you want one, and his job is to try to lessen your sentence, even if you're on camera. Caught.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah. I mean, I do understand what you're saying, though. Of course. I mean, if you had somebody that can lower your suspension or lower your money out of your pocket, you would take it too.
Always. That's why money is the cure to most diseases. Hey, hold on. So shout out to the Hold Up Though podcast, friends of the show, family of the show, whatever you want to call them. I've texted a couple people out and asked what if there's any topics they'd like us to touch on. I got some real ones. I've kind of brought them up here and there as we've been talking. But at the real B Will, right, the co-host of the Hold Up Though podcast, asked me a question that I kind of want to know your answer on, Jones. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm listening. My bad. What's up?
All right. Do pineapples go on pizza, yes or no? And why?
What? That's the question. Does Hold Up Though know that we are a very serious sports podcast?
I wouldn't say serious too seriously there.
I know. Okay.
I'm pretty much just here for jokes.
I can't even. All right. All right. So this is a 2-part answer.
Have you seen all the memes?
No, I haven't seen the memes.
So this is a big thing on the internet about does pineapple go on pizza?
Okay.
I see it everywhere. So I guess they just want to know our take on it.
Okay.
But I'm going to let you answer first, so go ahead. 2-part answer.
Does pineapple go on pizza? No. However, I enjoy pineapple on pizza.
That makes no sense.
Why not? Some people...
you like it, So you don't think it belongs on pizza?
No, because it doesn't belong on pizza, and that's why I know I said it's going to sound confusing. I ain't say that, but it's going to sound confusing, and it's going to contradict what I say. It doesn't belong on a pizza. However, me, and many others, obviously, I love it on a pizza.
So then it belongs on pizza.
For me, it does, yes. But to like,
yeah, that's the question.
Well,
that's the question.
But if you ask 100 people,
do you think pineapple? That's not what I didn't ask 100 people. I asked you. Do you think that pineapple belongs on pizza? Yes, because you enjoy it.
I love pineapple on pizza.
Bro, first off, shout out to pineapples, friend of the show. Pineapples are my favorite fruit in the entire world. And, like, you know what's funny is, like, growing up kind of broke or whatever. Not kind of, like, really broke. But I never had fresh pineapple. Like, I only had out of the can pineapple. And then when I became an adult, I was so used to eating, like, canned pineapple that I was still eating it. And my wife was like, hey, you broke-ass bum. Why don't you just buy a pineapple? And I was like, I don't even know how to cut that thing. And she was like, well, figure it out. And I cut it up, right? And as I cut the pineapple up on this cutting board, which I made it a complete mess, I still do. I damn near ate the entire pineapple
as you were cutting
because of how great it tasted. It was amazing. So shout out to pineapple. I put pineapple on anything, like, bro. Have you ever had a mango nada?
What?
A mango nada. It's like mango ice cream, but not like milk-based ice cream, like regular frozen fruit-based ice cream with like chamoy and chile on it.
No, I have not. I have seen those types of treats out there in the world being eaten. Well, yes, I've seen them.
Shout out to your Mexican wife for not hooking you up. But they do the same thing with pineapple, and like, bro, this shit's so bomb, bro. Like, anyways, I don't want to keep going.
Are you alright over there? You okay?
I'm good. I haven't eaten in like 2 days, not because I'm like on a diet or anything, just because I keep forgetting because I've been so busy. But anyways, so my answer is yes, pineapple does go on pizza. And if you don't want the pineapple on the pizza, don't come to my house and eat my pizza. Order your own pizza. True.
Okay.
Cause I'll put pineapple and bacon on my pizza and call it American, bruh.
American, he says.
All day. America.
There's nothing
right?
American about
17
pineapple.
Ks.
Okay.
Whoa, time out. Are Hawaiians part of America? Hawaii is. Pineapples are definitely part of their culture.
1951, yes.
I don't care when.
No, I made that up anyways. Bro,
Are they currently?
Football, man?
Are they currently? No. Hey, no, we're not. And we will. Yeah, but I haven't talked to you in 2 weeks, damn near.
I know.
Let's just chill.
I know.
Hey, can I get I need to add some applause. I just want everyone to know I finally finished my bachelor's degree.
Oh, good job.
Hey.
Minky.
Hey, yo, I'm about to.
No, good shit for real, man. That's a big deal, man. Obviously.
I mean, I have to, bro. You know, I'm getting medically retired, so I got to do something. Know what I mean?
Got mouths to feed. Mouths. MOUFS. Mouths.
412 kids. I'd be finding kids in my house. Like, where the hell did you come from? Oh, I moved in. Like, when? On Tuesday. Well, okay. Clean the dishes. Anyways. So, fantasy-wise. Hey, do me a favor, Jones. Give me a current top 10 performing receiver that you would bench this week due to a matchup.
Top 10 receiver. This is 9 PPR in our league. So I'm looking at the top 10. 1 second. I'm looking at the top 10 receivers right now. Antonio Brown, Hopkins, Jones, Marvin Jones. Wow, number 4. Who would have thought that preseason? Brandon Cooks, Keenan Allen, Adam Thielen. AJ Green, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Robbie Anderson, who would have thought that? Undrafted free agent. And
not the Jets. Not the Jets.
Adams. That is the top 10 right now. If I had to bench one right now, I am benching Marvin Jones Jr. And it's only because, one, Baltimore has a pretty good secondary, but two, his play has been very inconsistent. He sits with 731 yards, 8 touchdowns. But if you look at his stat line, He has the lowest yards of 22 in 1 week, and he has several 22 receiving yard weeks and a high of 128. So he's been all over the place. That is who I will sit, Marvin Jones Jr.
Okay. Who am I gonna go with?
Also, Matt Stafford is injured, so there you go. That's another reason why he might play. He's probably going to play, but he is injured. Sorry.
Well, first off, I want you to know that that's who I was gonna go with, but since you stole him and we can't agree, you don't sit Brown or Hopkins or Jones for anybody. I don't care who they're playing. They could be lined up across from Jesus, and you better start them. Same thing with AJ Green, right? A lot of these other people just kind of bounce around. They have a couple big games, make their way to the top 10. They won't be there when it finishes. I'm gonna go with, and this is just a flyer here, but I am gonna go with Keenan Allen. I think he's had 2 breakout games, phenomenal, right? Cleveland secondary actually isn't that bad.
That's one of the reasons why he's crept up the top 10. Yes, the last 2 weeks he has blown up. Yes.
Yes, I think they hold him under 80 yards, no touchdowns.
Okay, and it's shout out to that to the cornerback Justin McCourty, who has been pretty good on all number 1 receivers. I mean, just last week he held AJ Green and the Bengals. He only had 66 yards, so that would fit right into your minus 80 yards. Oh, less than 80 yards, no touchdowns. So, okay, you got AJ Green. I got Marvin Jones. I'm sorry, you have Keenan Allen, and I have Marvin Jones Jr.
All right, let's do the same thing for running backs. I have the list here if you want to hear it.
I got it. All right, so.
Oh, okay. So just for the audience, I'm going to read it out loud real quick,
Okay.
right? You got Todd Gurley, Le'Veon Bell. I don't know what Kamara's first name is. I want to say Alvin.
It's Alvin Kamara.
Is it Alvin?
Alvin
Man,
Kamara.
I'm a genius. All right, Kareem Hunt, Ezekiel Elliott, Melvin Gordon, Mark Ingram, Leonard Fournette. I'm going with Ezekiel Elliott. He's not going to do shit for you this week. Bench him.
Yo, so much to how we're surprised.
LaShawn McCoy and Lamar Miller.
How we're surprised that Deshaun Watson remains top 10 because of the numbers he put up. It's been 3 weeks now, and Ezekiel Elliott still sits at number 5. Number 5. Like, that's how important this dude was to the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, first off, Kareem Hunt is still in the top 5.
But
or
at
whatever
least he's still
and
getting points.
He ain't had a good game in weeks.
I'll take some. Well, okay, one, for fantasy and my team, I will take a suspension over what Kareem Hunt has done the last 4 or 5 weeks because that way I don't have to start you because you're suspended. So, on that note.
Can I say something real quick?
What's up?
So, I know a lot of people here that listen to this probably are not involved in our fantasy league. And I know we've talked about it in the past, and as much as I don't want to bring this up because every time it brings it up, just people are become haters. I completed a trade, right? I traded Mike Evans and Kareem Hunt for Antonio Brown and Mark Ingram 3 weeks ago before either of Antonio Brown or Mark Ingram's breakout games, which once that happened, it made the trade look definitely lopsided. I just want to say that I'm so glad that I traded Kareem Hunt when I did because he has dwindled to whatever he thought he was all the way down to like what his neighbor was doing.
Yes.
So I just want to say shout out to Francisco. I hope it works out for you this week. But hey, bro, I won that trade. I mean, granted, I don't make trades unless I feel like I win anyway, but it was not a good trade, bro. I'm sorry. Not for you. It was great for me, though.
So, to answer your question, number 9, not counting Zeke, because obviously he's going to get you a goose egg. Number 9, Lamar Miller is who I would sit. Houston is struggling to score points. Lamar Miller is getting force-fed, and while, yeah, he might get a goal line, he's a touchdown-dependent running back, too, in the words of Matthew Berry. Going against Tennessee, who has a pretty good front 7, I would sit Lamar Miller this week.
Okay, well, I'm going to go Melvin Gordon.
Okay.
And I'm going with Melvin Gordon because he started the season off so hot, and pause because that sounds kind of weird. Was killing it. The first 3 weeks, he had 13 points. He had a bad game. Then he went on to go 2 games with over 20 fantasy points a game. Somewhere in there of the LA Chargers struggling, right? Because they were struggling at the time. Melvin Gordon was doing decent/good. At some point, the LA Chargers turned their team around and started balling out, but it featured less of Melvin Gordon. Now, I want to say his name's Adam Eckler. I know his last name's Eckler. I don't know his first name.
It's Eckler. I'm not sure what his first name is.
Yeah. Eckler is starting to ball. And I was actually reading this thing. They were saying how Melvin Gordon just isn't a good running back, and I almost wanted to laugh out of the room. But I would sit Melvin Gordon due to the simple fact that Eckler is starting to steal touches and receptions and is doing way better with the ball in his hands.
Okay.
So that's my pick.
Okay. Fair enough.
It's Austin Eckler.
My only argument to that is the only thing I think Eckler is stealing is that third down reception, which gives Melvin Gordon a little bit of a break, which is not helping him at all. 16 carries, 27 yards, 20 carries, 80 yards. Yeah, that's 4 yards a carry, which is the bar of good running backs. And then 21 carries for 65 yards. So he's getting his carries. He's not getting the catches because of Eckler. You know, they used to have Danny Woodhead, a.k.a. Darren Sproles, before Danny Woodhead. So that's the only thing I would say, that he's not stealing his carries as so much as he's stopping Melvin Gordon from being that 3 down on the field all the time running back. But okay, so you say Melvin Gordon, I got Lamar Miller.
Hey, shout out to Terrence, by the way, friend of the show.
Yep.
Terrence Blackwell, Patriots fan. Probably the strongest, when I say strongest, I mean strongest fan base, Patriots fan I know, who owns both Lamar Miller and Melvin Gordon in our big money fantasy.
I want to see if he benches either one because he needs a win to make the playoffs. I bet he doesn't, though. He won't listen to us.
Oh, he's not, and he's going to lose.
Are we going to do quarterbacks?
All right. You want to do quarterbacks?
Yes, because I got a quarterback that you should sit this week, and he's the number 1 quarterback in our fantasy league by 20 points.
Deshaun Watson.
No.
Oh.
However, I'm pretty sure he might still be top 10.
Oh, Russell Wilson?
He's not top 10. Yes, Russell Wilson, you need to sit and find anybody. Go find Josh McCown, who's available in a lot of leagues still. Go find Tyrod Taylor, who's going against the Patriots. Go find Case Keenum, who's balling out. I could scroll down even further.
Grab Rivers going against the Browns.
Go find Derek Carr, who is against the Giants, who need a win because they're only one game out of the one game out of the West against the
Grab
from the Chiefs.
Case Keenum going against the Falcons.
You need to sit Russell Wilson. The Eagles, I hate to say this, that Philadelphia football team is really, really, really good on all sides of the football. And all Seattle has is Russell Wilson. Whoever listens to this show, if you have Russell Wilson,
all three
sit
of
him.
you.
Sit him, sit him, sit him. That's who I say.
Unless your name's you go by Blue, then start him. Start him away.
There's a very good chance that Blue in our money league, our big money league, and I'm saying this number out there because I want all you guys to come at us and try to get in the league. Good luck. It's a long waiting list. But there's a good chance that he could lose $600 if he blows this week. If he messes up and loses this week by starting Russell Wilson, he will lose $600.
Oh yeah, because he only has about a
9-point lead.
9-point lead.
Yes.
On points and a 1. So if Tyreek, shout out to Tyreek with his terrible picks. Great guest host. Great guest host. He kind of whispered too much, but yeah, Tyreek, I got nothing but love for you. So Tyreek outscores Blue by 9 points and wins, and Blue loses. Tyreek takes all the money.
That is $600 swing right there off of 1 week. That's going to be something to watch there. I can't wait till this week comes up. It starts Thursday. You know, Cowboys and Redskins, but it's going to go to Monday night, and I can't wait.
I got to play cheesy, bro. If I lose, I'm out.
That is true.
No, but it's not
Well,
true.
it's not entirely
if
true.
I lose and Terrence wins, I'm out.
Yes. But if you win, you're in, no doubt. So let's get into the picks. We have our guys who we need to sit. Top 10 dudes you've been riding all year. Hey, 1 week. Sit them if you want to get in the playoffs. We gave you guys to go pick up. If you listen to us, if you want to make your fantasy playoffs. If you're already in, do what you want to. I'm already in. I'm playing Josh Gordon. I'm going to see what he has. I'm going to reap all the benefits or get a goose egg. It doesn't matter. All right.
No, I think there's going to be a lot of benefits, bro.
I'm going straight down to ESPN. We didn't have last week's tallies. I believe you.
Bro, just open your CBS Sports app.
Oh. Well, I already got ESPN open anyway. It doesn't matter.
All right. I'm just saying, we're going to be on a different list now.
Okay, well, I'm going to call the games out. It's fine. Thursday night, we have Redskins and Cowboys, both teams trying to keep alive in the playoffs. Who you got?
Man, I'm taking the Redskins.
All right, well, of course I'm taking the Cowboys.
They look decent. The Cowboys look terrible.
We do look terrible.
No Zeke.
We do look terrible.
They're not getting fed.
Yeah, we do look terrible. Alfred Morris is a guy that I would start. Potential breakout. I think they're going to force feed him, and it's a revenge game that he actually gets to run the ball 20-plus times. I think he gets a lot of carries. Cowboys win this game. Let's get into Sunday. We have it's going to be a good game. Vikings versus the Falcons.
I'm going Vikings.
Wow. Yes, I'm going Vikings also.
I'm going defense. Defense is going to win.
Yeah, Xavier Rhodes and not so much Terrence Newman, but Xavier Rhodes on Julio Jones. Vikings find a way to win this game and actually probably basically lock up the NFC North. Patriots at Bills. No Nathan Peterman, just so you know, in case that sways your answer.
The Patriots are going to win.
The Patriots are going to win.
It just happens, bro. Like they trip and fall into wins.
Bro, they're on a 7-game winning streak.
I think it's going to be a battle, though. I think it's going to be a battle.
When they were 2-2, everybody had them written off because they lost to the Panthers, and they just reeled off 7 straight, and nobody's talking about them now. You know what I mean? Like it's the Patriots. That's what we expected them to do. But when they lose a game, everybody wants to overreact. It's pretty funny.
Hey, shout out to the Bills trading for Kelvin Benjamin and him getting hurt.
Man,
his first game.
I know. All right, so this is going to be an interesting pick right here. Could be actually, man, I won't say a good game, but it'd be an interesting game to watch. Jimmy Garoppolo, he is starting.
Niners get their first win.
Well, it'll be their second win. Niners versus the Bears.
I apologize. I was trying to swallow my crown apple.
How
their second
dare
win.
you?
Jimmy G came in for, a minute?
Yep, and scored a touchdown.
And threw a dime. I'm gonna go with Niners win their second game, man.
I got the Niners also. I think Jimmy G's gonna spark a little bit of life. They still gonna get a top 5 pick, obviously, but yes, 49ers get that second win.
Their offensive line is terrible.
4-7 Buccaneers, who might have Jameis Winston back, versus the Aaron Rodgers list 5-6 Packers.
If Winston plays, I'm going with the Bucks. If Winston does not play, I'm going with the Hundleys.
Okay. Packers should win this game whether Winston or Fitztragic plays. I got Packers, period. But I got you jotted down for both. Okay. If Winston plays, you got Bucks. If he doesn't, you got Packers. 4-7 Texans versus the 7-4 Titans.
I am going to go with the Titans.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Texans' defense does not look very good, and their offense looks worse. However, start DeAndre Hopkins at all costs.
Of course.
Because he gets 47 targets a game. He's going to get you his projection. You're good to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Titans simply because they have something to play for. They're battling the Jags for the South and a wild card. I think both make it, Jags and Titans, and they're just a better team. However, I want to say this real quick, and we talked about this before we got on the air, so-called air. Titans are 7-4 with a laughable. Don't have it in front of me. I'm going to go to it right now. Have a laughable minus 27 point differential. How are you 3 games above 500 and minus 27 in point differential? And the Texans are 4-7 with a minus 2 point differential. That's just funny to me. That's all. But I still got the Titans winning this game.
It's called luck, and I'm not talking about Andrew.
Oh boy, do the coach need him? We'll get into that game in a minute. We have Trevor Siemian and the Broncos versus who cares at quarterback, Dolphins.
I'm taking the Broncos, and I honestly think the Broncos are going to win because I think that Trevor Siemian came in, tried to rally the Broncos at the end. I said from the get-go that I don't think those struggles really fell onto Simeon's shoulders. They were the offensive line struggles. I think Denver comes out, runs the ball a lot. Simeon makes some good throws, probably throws a pick, maybe 2, maybe 12. Keeps Leave is suspended, but I just think the Broncos are a better team than the Dolphins. Broncos get that win.
So, man.
But if they lose, I won't be surprised either because the Broncos are just like whatever a good taste out of my mouth, they've washed it out with soap. So,
last week, well, it wasn't last week, but I said the Broncos, the bleeding had to stop. I gave the Broncos a win and they lost. They've lost, 7 in a row now? I got a feeling it's going to be 8 in a row. I do. And I actually came in here thinking I was going to pick the Broncos. I'm going with the Dolphins. I'm going with the Dolphins. They have more playmakers than the Broncos have secondary pieces without Aqib Talib. Yeah, I'm going with the Dolphins at home. Oh, wow. The Chiefs at the Jets. Does the bleeding stop for the Chiefs?
Man, I'm going Chiefs. They don't lose to the Jets.
I mean, I didn't think they were going to lose to the Giants, neither, and whoever they lost to last week, the Bills, and they did both of those. But yes, God, Andy Reid.
I picked the Bills to win.
Andy Reid is some people say a great coach. He's a very good coach. I'll tell you this much. If they lose this game, you can't keep telling me that Alex Smith is your quarterback. You have to go to Patrick Mahomes. I don't even care if it is nothing but spark Alex Smith to start throwing the ball down the field. If you lose this game to the Jets.
As a Broncos fan, trade him to us.
If you lose this game to the Jets, come week 14, I don't care if it's one half. I don't care if it's a Nate Peterman 5 interception Mahomes throwing game in week 14. If you lose this game to the Jets, you cannot start Alex Smith week 14. So for that, I'm taking the Chiefs. They have to get a win to keep ahead of the AFC West. I don't even know if I should say this game, but I'm going to say it anyways. The Colts versus the Jaguars. Jags. Moving on. Lions trying to keep their playoff hopes alive, facing the Ravens, who are also trying to keep their playoff hopes alive.
Man, I'm going with the Ravens.
Oh,
Lions
man, I was hoping you would say the Lions because I'm taking the Ravens. Better kicker, overall better defense. While Lions have the better offense, I'll take defense and special teams. That's 2 or 3 sides of the football in this low-scoring game. Probably would be a low-scoring game. Remember, we said sit Marvin Jones Jr. All right, the winless, but got the Josh Gordon. He got Josh Gordon back. Browns versus the Chargers, who we say will win the AFC West.
That is a win. Getting Josh Gordon back on the field legally is a win.
Okay, who are you picking to win the game?
So last year,
yep,
I was going to
say it.
Win the Browns had were the Chargers. However, the Chargers look way better this year. Browns lose, Chargers win. Joey Bosa sacks whoever their quarterback is probably like 4 times.
Yeah, shout out to Joey Bosa.
But Josh Gordon is gonna look good out there.
Yes, he will.
Pause.
Well, he will.
No homo, whatever we say these days.
He will look good out there. But I'll tell you this much.
I think. What?
Browns. All right, so Chargers are favored by 14 points. Shout out to your cousin Christopher Minky. I hope he puts money on the Browns to cover. That's 2 whole touchdowns.
Yes, the Browns will cover that.
Yes, the Browns will cover that. But Chargers will get this win. Josh Gordon, I think, has a touchdown in his return. I really do think he has a touchdown in his return. And I want to do one more thing. I got a notification today. Did you know that Josh Gordon was making over $10,000 a month selling weed in college?
Selling weed at Baylor? Yeah. Hey, weed's a booming business, bro. So there's a theory. Shout out to a friend of the show, Pat, Alex Patterson. His theory is that Josh Gordon keeps making these statements and releasing information on his past in order for the Browns to finally cut him.
I mean, it's possible. It is possible. I don't think. Well, I'm pretty sure he's a free agent after this year, and they ain't gonna franchise tag him. So I don't think they have a choice but to cut him after this if they don't re-sign him. So we'll find out.
Well, you don't have to. You don't have to cut him. You just.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Breaking news for those who don't know yet.
So, hold on. I'm gonna look it up right now.
All right. Well,
Josh Gordon
breaking
contract.
news for those who don't know yet.
Breaking news.
Eli Manning has been benched. Pretty sure it surfaced through
He
y'all
wasn't
airways.
benched. Time out. He wasn't benched.
He benched himself. He was benched.
Yes, he benched himself.
McAdoo said, we're going to start you to keep the streak going, but we want to look at these other quarterbacks. He said, if you're going to do that, then just bench me. So, Geno Smith Giants versus Derek Carr and the Raiders.
I'm taking the Raiders.
Yeah, easily Raiders. I'm not even going to even think about that one. But here's the game I want to get into. Should be a game of the week. Probably going to be a dud, but let's find out. Panthers at the Saints, both leading the AFC South. This is the second NFC South. This is the second meeting between the two, in which I believe the Saints won the first matchup. Yes, they did.
Well, I'm going with the Saints
because they're at home, because they're the better team, better quarterback. Any reason why it should be a really good game? Dissect it.
So the Saints just had a hard loss this week.
Okay.
Or this past week, right?
Against the Rams, yes sir, yes sir.
Yes. They kind of went away from their double running back stance where they had 2 running backs just going off every week. The Panthers, I have trouble even thinking of names for their offensive weapons that they should have. Greg Olsen re-injured his foot. They have Funchess and they have Christian McCaffrey. Jonathan Stewart obviously still in the backfield. They don't have very many weapons going forward. They have Cam Newton, obviously, who is a tremendous athlete. But let's just be real, not the best of quarterbacks. Tremendous athlete, not the best of quarterbacks. He goes against the Saints, who have found a good defense out of nowhere, right, that we weren't expecting, as well as a run-first offense with Drew Brees at the helm that will throw the ball for 500 yards on any given Sunday. I'm going with the Saints, man. They're a better team overall.
Well, that is
I don't know.
Great analysis, and I second that. I had Saints the whole way. I just wanted to see how you would dissect that game. I like what you said. I agree with everything. Rams versus the Cardinals.
I'm going Rams.
Yep, Rams easy. Eagles versus the Saints.
Yeah.
Eagles versus the Seahawks. Sunday Night Football.
I'm going Eagles.
Yep, going Eagles. Shout out. Remember what we said? Sit Russell Wilson. There's a lot of quarterbacks out there.
And it's not even it's less on their offense. One, Doug Baldwin hasn't done anything for the last 2 weeks. Shout out to my fantasy team. Secondly, the entire secondary of the Seattle Seahawks is injured or done for the season.
Yes,
It's the legion of
nobodies.
I don't know. Legion of Grooms.
It's the
'cause they're all
Legion
getting
of
married
who's
'cause
that
they're
out
not
there in the secondary. All right,
So-
Monday Night Football. Steelers at the Bengals. Do Steelers lock up the AFC North?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty
kind
easy.
of.
Well, they,
Oh man, it's on the road. It's on the road. The Steelers suck on the road, but the Bengals are trash.
I'm talking about Bengals on a 2-game
nah,
winning
I'm gonna
streak.
go-
Psych.
I don't
Psych.
care.
It's the Browns they beat.
They beat the Broncos.
Yeah, they beat the Broncos and the Browns.
Yeah, nah, I'm gonna go with the Steelers. Lock up the North on this one.
900% agree
They have
with
too
you.
many weapons.
Them-
They're starting to finly peak
Yep.
at the right
The
time.
Killer Bees are
We'll see how it
rolling.
plays
The
out.
Killer Bees are rolling, and they look good. They look good. It is what it is. They're a better team. They should win this game. They should win it on the road, make a statement to the AFC North, and get ready for the Patriots in a couple weeks, which will probably determine, home field advantage throughout the AFC playoffs.
I'm also curious to see if Juju plays.
I just want to say that this was the first week, because we are 2 weeks missing, that we had to do all 16 games, and boy, that was winded. Oh my God. I'm going to go through there's more games.
We're
There's more
also
games.
We're also at 50 minutes.
Yes. So, anything else you want to say to the people?
Hey man, Google us if you don't know where we're at. Tell your friends about us.
Yes.
We can't keep going or getting bigger if you don't tell people about us. Hey, if you want a t-shirt, holla at us. I'm about to do, me and Jones are going to talk about some kind of sale or a deal on some shirts. Shout out to, how you say his name? Shayna?
Shayna. My sister.
Shayna, I will do your t-shirts this week, I promise, and I will mail them off. I apologize.
Oh, real quick.
And for the rest of you guys out there.
Real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
Quick story. So, if you remember our division winners episode, I think it was episode 2 or episode 3, I'm not sure it was AFC and NFC. You asked me, was that my mom's favorite? We had that conversation at your house, and I was like, well, I'm not going to say that. It's debatable. Shout out to my brothers and sister, right? Well, we have one active listener, which is my brother. So shout out to my brother Garrett Jones up in Washington State out there at Fort Lewis, because he will listen to this episode. It was funny because he came back to me and told me all of our episodes during Thanksgiving break. He said that we're doing a phenomenal job and he loves listening to us, just so you know.
Wow. I was not expecting that.
It was just funny that it could have been different if I would be like, of course I'm my mom's favorite. You know, my brothers and sisters wouldn't even admit that. And then they go and
rub it
listen
in
to
his
it.
nose.
Yes. Anyway.
They used to get my hand-me-downs. They used to have to borrow my draws.
We do appreciate you, bro. Keep listening to us. Tell your friends.
Hey, Jones.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to give you 4 Disney movies.
Okay.
You have to choose one to get rid of.
Okay.
You know that game, right?
Yep.
All right, hold on. You ready for them? I'm trying to remember what they were.
Bro, people are tuning out right now. Nobody wants to hear this except for our Disney
I don't
fans.
care what they're doing. Man.
Excuse me, man.
Hold on. I am almost there.
Okay.
I seen this post. So the first movie, right? So where there's 4 movies, 4 Disney movies, you have to get rid of one.
I know all my
Are you
friends who
ready?
know me are already saying one I'm never getting rid of, but go ahead.
Okay, and I'm curious to see what it is because I know what I won't get rid of.
Okay.
First movie, Aladdin.
Okay.
Second movie, The Lion King.
Okay.
Third movie, a Goofy movie, the original.
Okay.
Fourth movie, Toy Story.
Okay. So those who know me know I always have a top 5 of everything. I got a top 5 Disney movie list, and 3 of those 4 are on it. Say with me, friends of the show who know me. Lion King is number 1, Aladdin is number 2, and Toy Story is number 4. So I am getting rid of a Goofy movie, no questions asked, and 100 times out of 100. Goofy movie can go. Get out of here.
Okay. Oh, my first question for you is, what movie is number 3?
Mulan. I just like Mulan. I like the songs. I like the whole theme of it. Little girl power taking over the country. I like Mulan.
Okay, I'm not even gonna step on that. First off, a Goofy movie is a classic, and the fact that you would get rid of a Goofy movie over Toy Story is beyond.
Oh
me.
my! Toy Story is the truth, man. Are you kidding me? Oh, this is for a whole. We can do this for another bullshitting episode. Toy Story is the truth.
That's what we'll do. We'll do this. A Goofy movie.
I'm about to get
Listen,
hype
that's
at
the
54
original
minutes.
Hood Disney movie.
I'm about to get hype at 54
Anyways,
minutes.
all right. Anyways, you can Google us, Facebook us, tweet us. Jones is on the Twitter. Tweet Jones. If you want to get on Instagram, I'm the one that runs the Instagram. We both run the Facebook. We both run the YouTube. We both run the SoundCloud, iTunes, Podcast Addict, TuneIn.com, Stitcher, whatever. Just Google us. I am Mink.
I'm Jones.
We are the Uneducated Experts. I said that wrong, but we are gonna. We've been telling you everything that we think we
And
know.
nothing that we do.
Yo, have a dope day.